Okay, so here's how I'm setting it up. Channel 11 is going to be the output for the wing tilt. And that's on the slider here on a stepped R5.
20, 45.
So I moved it halfway, and I can move halfway between that and the final position. And it's at 80. And then 90's here.
90.
And what I can do is I can trim using this dial up here and just tweak it a little bit.
80, 80.
Or go the other way.
90, 100, 90.
So that gives me a little bit of trim on the wing when it's in the 90-degree position. And I'm going to be controlling pitch with this guy here, which will be the tail rotor. Now, once it's hovering in that 90 degrees, I don't really need to do this anymore because it's auto level. So what I want to do is let it freeze at that position. Flip the switch up. Now, the elevator
90, 100, 90.
is trimming
90, 100, 100, 90, 90, 100.
the wing
100,
instead.
90, 90.
And if I want to keep it at
90, 100,
at 100, say, for example,
100.
and then I flip this switch to the center position, and the elevator does nothing, but the setting still stays the way it was. Flip it back down again, and I still have my elevator control back on its normal operating mode. So,
90.
that's how I did it. And no programming other than just out of the box, whatever functions I could have here. So what I've got basically is, I've got a slider on the side, and there's basically 5 positions you can guarantee to put it in. Both ends are hard points.
80.
And there's a dedent in the middle,
45.
that's another point, and then somewhere in the middle. And
45.
what happens is, if you wrong one. I go to the RS5 here, it's stepped. So basically, the output just goes from one end. You can watch it. As you move to the middle, it goes into this piece here. And then when it's centered,
45.
it's in that area
45.
here in the middle. And then when it's halfway between,
20.
you can see it's over here. And then finally, when it goes all the way to the end.
0.
So that gives me my 5 levels. I could make that a 10-step curve or something, but it's only practically good, I think, for 5. Now that gives me instantaneous
20.
movement, and of course I need that to be
45.
slow. So what I did was I made up a mix. And there's one called, slow. Where is it? I can't find it right now. Oh, here it is. It's an input. And what it is basically, it's the RS5 has the RS input, which has the curve. Oh, that's not what it is. Where did I do it? That's the raw. Oh, maybe it's channel 17. Oh, there it is, channel 17. So channel 17 is RS5 slow. So the input's RS5, but then what I do is I put the delays in here. So that gives me the same as RS5, but in a slow-mo. And then I can tie that one back to channel 11, which is the main output that we've got for the tilt. So it's 89% because of the range of the servos. Basically, that's channel 17, that's the tilt wing on slow-mo 5 position. Then to do my little trimming, what I got is 50% on S2, that's the little swivel piece here, and I put an Expo 45 on it when that position switches up. Then to get the other mode working with the elevator stick instead, I've added it as a 50% just to try it out. And that's going to happen when the SD switch is, of course, in the up position. I'm sorry, the first one here was not up, not up. That doesn't sound right. Okay, so basically it's either going to be the trim is working from the dial, or the trim is going to work from LE2 when I flip the mode over. And so that gives me lots of options to do this. And I gotta tweak it a little bit so the proportions are right, but I have to see where the servo endpoints are going to be and all that stuff. And then just to wrap up, of course, I got sound and stuff. Now that was a bit kludgy, and maybe see if I can find a better way to do this. But I basically set up these logical switches based on channel 9. If it's approximately equal to 90, that's the endpoint right now. 45.0. Those are the real endpoints that match the stepped curve. And then what I do, depending on each one of those conditions, I set a global variable with a value and then play the value to get it to say the angle that I want, not the setting that it's at, because they go negative numbers, right? So there's the real angles that correspond with where the servo is. So I'm going to do a little bit of tinkering with this, and I added the 100 at the end of it here just so that I know it's in there. But I'd like it to call out a little bit more accurately, but I haven't figured out how I'm going to do that yet. So, alrighty, that's it. Lots of fun.